Hello again, and welcome to Over the Hill Outdoors. Today I'm leaving on another walkabout, this time what I call my winter walkabout. And I'm in the mountains here in northern Utah. It's about midday and partly overcast, an intermittent snow shower every now and then, pretty windy, so it's going to be cool. So my plan this afternoon is to snowshoe in about 2.5 miles up onto a ridge line, and then set up camp. Depending on what kind of resources I've got available to me up there, I may dig a snow trench shelter or just use a tarp, but we'll see when we get there. Well, I'm making some progress. That distant saddle up there, the lowest point on the horizon, that's where I'm heading, and that's probably a couple miles away. Alright, I'm starting to gain some elevation now. You can see down there is a clearing, kind of a big meadow near where I began this afternoon. And you look off across there, what's to the west, you can see that the storms are coming in. I think my hour of good weather is about over. Pretty soon looks like we're going to have some pretty heavy snow and wind to go with it. So hopefully I can get up into the timber before it gets too windy. All the time I'm walking, I'm on the lookout for resources that might be of value to me later on in the day or the next day. Here I found standing dead aspen that's falling apart, exposing some of the paper-like inner bark that serves as really good tinder. So I'm going to collect a little bit of that stuff. Hopefully it's drier than it would be, of course, if it was laying on the ground. But then I'll store it in a handkerchief here, a bandana, and hopefully it'll dry out a little bit more just as a result of my body heat. We'll see. Storm's blowing in. Starting to come down pretty good now. I've gained even more elevation now. You can see the drainage down below where I began, down those big meadows, and the panorama of some of the country off to the west of where I am. And very significant here is a find that I made of some dry grass, this dead dry grass that's sticking up above the snow. This is on a wind-swept ridge now where the snow isn't very deep. The wind keeps the grass exposed and pretty dry. I'll collect some of this and use it for more of my tinder tonight for my campfire. Well, I finally made it up into the Douglas fir. A little bit further and it should be almost solid conifer, which will be really nice to get me out of the wind. Beautiful view. Well, I finally reached the trees and be able to get out of the wind here. You can see the storm is definitely coming in. Snow's picking up. The wind is picking up. Look up at that windy ridge above me. I just came over. Pretty cold. Pretty snowy. I'm glad I'm holed up in the trees right now. Well, I'm now in the heavy timber and looking for a place to shelter for the night. What I hope to find is something, a natural shelter of some kind, at least the beginnings of a natural shelter that I can fix up, add to, and improve with a minimal amount of effort, and I think I might have found it. Right here is a big tree that has fallen down, and a couple of places under it that are fairly open. I think I could cut away a few branches, make myself a flat area underneath there, and then with a combination of my tarp and maybe a little bit of snow, maybe some snow blocks, I can close it in and make it a really nice cozy little shelter. The other advantage this dead tree offers is a bunch of dead wood, firewood. I don't have to go too far to find firewood. So I think I'm going to give this one a try. Alright, that's the shelter. When I got digging under that big log, I found a bunch of branches that were in the way and they were too big to cut with my saw. So I couldn't build my shelter underneath the log, so I just put up a tarp and anchored the corners, sides with just pine boughs, pine sticks, stuck them in the snow, and then piled snow on top of the edges of the tarp so that it hopefully won't blow out. And you can see how wide it is. It's wide enough, more than shoulder width, and it's more than the length of my body, and I can tie off both ends, close both ends, so it'll be okay for the night. Okay, I'm going to make an attempt to get a fire started tonight. It got dark on me before I had a chance to really go out and do much scavenging for tinder, and so it's going to be a little bit on the sketchy side, but we'll give it a try. Alright, here's camp, first night. Finally got the fire started. Took a couple of tries, but did get it going. Here's the layout. My sled, snowshoes, my shelter. Alright, so it's time to start getting dinner ready. Well, I'm boiling up some water. A couple of reasons. I'm going to make myself some hot chocolate tonight, some hot cocoa, and also I'm going to warm up about a quart's worth of water almost to boiling and put it in my Nalgene bottle and put that in the bottom of my sleeping bag tonight to keep my feet warm and also to keep the water from freezing. Show you what I got by way of my sleeping area. Cut a bunch of pine boughs to keep me off the snow. And see, I got my foam pad, sleeping bag, and I'm gonna tie up this open end here of the tarp once I get in there to keep the wind out. Here it is. Hot chocolate for my bedtime snack.